See, we got micrism, but the NBA is hiding his biggest secret from us.
Even if Malik Monk makes both free throws, the Grizzlies.
Oh my goodness! Don't bring this up. Do not bring this up.
Right there for a second. Did you just see Ja Morant say, like LeBron to Gilbert Arenas, "Don't miss, don't miss, don't miss"? And Malik Monk's response?
Monk 0 for 1 at the line tonight, makes that one.
Yes, he made them both, which was fitting because on the other end,
Got to get it in. Morant a 3 for the tie. It's short. He got fouled to tie. Nope.
and shockingly, this was not the first time Ja Morant has done this.
1-point game. Grizzlies foul Tatum.
I was trying to talk him to miss, a free throw.
With 2.2 remaining.
He told me he got to make it back home to put Deuce to sleep.
Boston wins it 109-106.
What is the NBA hiding? What is their secret? Is it the fact that Ja Morant...
Who, Ja Morant's secret?
...trying to get an iconic NBA free throw moment right in front of our faces? No, but I think we can all agree that is hilarious. What has been somewhat hidden has not been funny because Ja Morant has been playing with an anger. The man is on a mission, and he's also been playing at an absolute
They're in a high top Kobe's
pace. Because while Jason Tatum, Luka, and Zion
You saw his new logo?
all out push for the title of best young star in the NBA.
I like the logo. It's like an upside down Kobe logo.
Turn to Zion, Ja Morant,
But it's like his own initials.
Lost in the shuffle.
It's dope.
He's continued to dominate everyone again to a historic extent. In these last two seasons, Ja has averaged a combined 27.2 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds a game on 48% shooting. Eye-popping stats that make him one of just 5 players in NBA history to ever average 27 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds a game between the ages of 22 and 23. He's on a list that only includes Luka,
What was not on this list?
Tracy McGrady, Oscar Robertson, and himself. Elite company. And going even further, Ja actually has averaged the least minutes out of all of these players by a good amount, which means when we take a look at his per 36 stats for the first 4 years of his career, we really see just how extraordinary Ja has been. Sorry, T-Mac. This list only has 4 names, and Ja Morant is still one of them. But what makes Ja the NBA's most important secret? Well, what's up, guys? And let's waste no time. Let's dive into Ja's playoff numbers, because the motto here is, when the lights are the brightest, when the games matter the most, that is all that matters at the end of the day. I love watching regular season basketball. I applaud a champion, though, and I will say, I think Ja Morant might be in the best position out of any young star in the NBA, or at least tied with Jason Tatum.
So that's the secret.
Championship ready young star, for the guy who is most likely to take the leap this season. As at the end of the day, we cannot forget with Jason Tatum, he did let Andrew Wiggins outplay him in the finals. That is not a knock. That very well could be the final push that Jason Tatum needs to get over his own championship hump. But before we continue, guys, I'd like to thank Epic Games for sponsoring today's video. It is the perfect time to For now, guys, let's get back into the video. But Ja
Mike is sponsored by La Marco Perscoda.
Morant, his playoff numbers speak for themselves. In the playoffs, for his career, Ja has averaged 28.2 points, 9.2 assists, and 6.9 rebounds per game on 46% shooting. Substantial numbers, and at this point, I will just say, Ja is clearly being slept on. We have just 5 names of players who have averaged
In the play, LeBron,
25 points, 5 rebounds, and
Jordan,
5 assists per game between
McGrady,
the ages of 21 and
Luka.
22 in the playoffs.
Not Giannis? Giannis not on this?
T-Mac, Jordan, and Ja Morant. I feel like when it comes to recognition, because of his early success, Ja's historically great level of play is starting to alarmingly go unnoticed. But in terms of
the championship belt on.
in terms of becoming the best,
You know we did that celebration.
The list that we have seen in this video at this young of an age, Ja Morant can separate himself in a way that guys like Michael Jordan and LeBron James were unable to do. Ja is right there. He is currently at the age of 23, putting up the stats as we have seen, but most importantly, he's also had some serious playoff failures. Real moments that eat at him, because it usually is very important for a young star star to go through tremendous failures in order to finally come out on top. Even when there is a new young talented player on the rise, the experience of actually being in a playoff locker room where suddenly all of the eyes are on you. Every single time you win, the pressure raises. You have more media obligations, the mental pressure to go out and fulfill your lifelong dreams. All of that stuff does weigh on players, on top of the fact that the scouting report against them is way better as their opponent only has to focus on one team. The Grizzlies and Ja have been able to feel that. We know that in terms of NBA Finals losses, in terms of coming this close,
how many rings he got?
Everyone beat, no question. But in terms of
Yeah, he's great, but how many rings he got?
Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies were the it team of the entire
Shaquille O'Neal logic. Yeah, he's great, but how many rings he got?
Supposed to lose in the second round of the playoffs. They have felt what it is like to really believe in yourself, have those dreams crushed by veteran champions, and then watch as those veteran champions win another championship. Ja Morant himself personally lost a head-to-head battle to an older Hall of Fame generational point guard. The sting of defeat and the motivation to keep going after a loss like that is very real, and it has been very apparent for the Memphis Grizzlies this season. The Memphis Grizzlies still, though, do have a major problem, and that is, for a young star in the NBA historically, it has almost been impossibly hard to win a title. Guys like Magic Johnson and Tim Duncan were generationally great for sure, but their teams were also elite when they joined them. It took Michael Jordan, LeBron James.
Then how come Spurs had the #1 pick then? How come Lakers had the #1 pick, even though they were elite? Back then, the NBA was cheating.
Years
I guess.
Years of playoff losses before they finally broke through. Then we've also seen a man like Oscar Robertson, who won his first MVP at the age of 25 in just his 4th season, basically take his entire career to find
Royals.
the title. As in that,
Who's that, the fake
season,
Kings?
after he won the MVP, Oscar would lose in what was essentially the Eastern Conference Finals to the Boston Celtics, and then he did not make it past the first round of the playoffs until the age of 32. That was after he left Cincinnati, joined up with then Lou Alcindor, and won a championship on one of the most underrated teams ever in terms of success, as the 1971 Bucks went 66-16 in the regular season. They went 12-2 in the playoffs, and they swept the NBA Finals. Talk about dominance. But again, Oscar was 32 when he achieved that title. He was a grizzled veteran at the time. Sports Illustrated was writing an entire article based upon the fact that Oscar was essentially the elder statesman that gave Pete Maravich his welcome to the NBA moment. As according to Sports Illustrated,
Pistol Pete?
Melanated.
You smells my Vaseline, Mike Resemble? Pistol Pete. Y'all ever use him on Street Ball Volume 2? Bro, that dude's a legend, bro.
shot 3 for 13.
He went and dunked the ball, all layups, straight layups, behind the backs, crossovers.
About Pete's failed rookie debut, Sports Illustrated would write, "Only one small boy waited in the Saturday afternoon sunshine to collect the autograph of Pete Maravich, who an hour earlier had completed his professional debut as a basketball player." Then, unimpeded by the attention of any other fans, Maravich ambled slowly out to the arena parking lot in Atlanta, climbed into his dirty green Plymouth, and drove away.
What's a
Sports
Plymouth?
Illustrated used to be brutal, but
Is it like a
Pete
tree or
Maravich
something?
was 23
A tree
in that
house?
rookie season when he got shut down. Ja Morant is 23 now. He will not turn 24 until the season is over, and he has a real chance to win a title with this Memphis squad. The Grizzlies have, of course, been amazing this season. They were amazing last season. What's important to me is that Memphis has learned from the playoffs, and they've made it a clear initiative.
Look at between his legs. Sheesh.
As last year, they ranked just 28th in three-point attempt rate according to Basketball Reference, but this year they're up 7 spots to 21st. A huge difference, as they also have the second highest offensive rebound percentage in the entire NBA. So they are grabbing a lot of those misses at a very high rate.
And I think they lead the NBA in rebounds,
They
too.
are spacing the court for Ja Morant. Desmond Bane is one of the best shooters ever, and he has increased his three-point attempts from 6.9 last season to
Averaging more points.
5 this year. He's also
And more
made
assists.
45% of those shots, amazingly a better percentage than last season. Dylan Brooks is taking almost
The
2.5
ball!
threes a game, and he is also shooting considerably better from 3. And then we have guys like Jaren Jackson Jr., who is, in my opinion, an absolutely incredible player for Ja to pair with, because Jaren Jackson Jr. does knock down threes, he does play defense, but also in the playoffs, he is one of those players who on the court seems to try harder than anyone else. And overall, looking at these regular season stats, increased three-point shooting isn't the answer for every single team in the NBA. But if Ja Morant has more open space to work with, that is not only going to be dangerous.
Kevin Durant can't rip him.
It is going to be a giant and real.
Well, why would you
asset
even try Try to reach on him.
playoffs. The Golden State Warriors have shown us time and time again what incredible court spacing can do against even the NBA's best defenses. It can make them at times look stupid. And speaking of the Warriors, I love that Ja has his own big three of young stars here. Obviously, Ja, Desmond Bane, and Jaren Jackson Jr. are not exact prototypes of Steph, Clay, and Dre. With that said, to have three young stars like this grow together is such a huge advantage for the Grizzlies. The Warriors have said that time and time again. They know how lucky they were when they did land three young stars, and then they went and built a culture around those players, and the rest of the NBA envies that culture. The Golden State Warriors were not a great franchise.
You kind of knew Steph Curry and Klay Thompson were going to be stars, but not Draymond. He was drafted in the second round. You didn't expect him to be a star. You didn't expect him to be an all-star like he is today. Stop it.
It is just that simple. And I think the Memphis Grizzlies are going to come out in this year's playoffs with an insane edge after being taken down.
And now he has a podcast.
Golden State Warriors and essentially becoming an afterthought after Luka went and danced on the Suns as well. Last year, again, during the regular season, all anyone could talk about was Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies. But the Grizzlies were quickly reminded that if you lose early in the playoffs, people stop talking about you. And this season, the eyes have turned on Zion for now. They have always been on
360
Luka,
live in the
but
All-Star
when
game.
it comes to the playoffs, winning is all that matters. And I would say that the Memphis Grizzlies are more primed than anyone to take the Western Conference Finals this season.
Yep,
That's
they're gonna
my
win the
prediction.
West and win the
Let's see if it comes
championship.
true. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you're new to the channel and you like this video, then I'm sure you're going to like what we have in store. So make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications. If you're already subscribed, thank you for supporting. You're awesome. We all know it. And as always, have an awesome day and cue that music. If you're still here while the
Thanks for watching.